Hello everyone, I wanted to throw together a quick little video because, as one does when you're going to be setting out on the Appalachian Trail, you watch about 10,000 hours worth of YouTube videos on everybody else who's been hiking the trail, who's hiked the trail, and, you know, all of their gear. And I realized I have not seen anybody with a cook system set up quite like mine. And I just thought that was interesting. So here's my cook system. It is in a sock. So that's the first starter. I see people and they have the bags that like they came with. I have seen people using bandanas. I haven't seen anybody use a sock. How did this come about? I had been using a bandana and I lost it while I was out and about, and I had no other way to keep my lid with all of my stuff inside. And I was like, well, heck it, these socks are getting old and worn out, so I will use that. And I really like it because this turns into like a little hot pad. So I'm able to use it to grab this. I can also put it on my hand. So you know, whenever there's a campfire, whenever I'm camping or whatnot, and this is on the fire, I can put my spoon in my hand and I can still get pretty close because it's really hot by that fire. So I really like using the sock, and I don't think I'm ever going back to anything else. This has been glorious. It's like a little oven mitt. Alright, and I mean, there's nothing really special about like my pot itself. I don't even remember where I got it. Row Creek or Rock Creek, however you want to pronounce that. As you can tell, it is well loved. I use this thing constantly. I've had this one for I think about 1.5 years now. I had a smaller one before this. This is a 750 milliliter, I do believe. Yeah, well, maybe about 700. Here's the 500 milliliter mark. But right on the top, I have my cook system. You've probably seen this one. It's cheap, easy to use. It's small, and I mean, lock. There we go. Just opens right up. It's very, very, very tiny, you know? And it fits in this nice little box, and then it fits right inside the top of my cook pot. The next thing that I have in here that I have not seen anybody else use is a sponge. It is an actual, like, tiny little sponge. So I took a regular sponge and I cut it into quarters, and I go through them, I don't know, I probably replace them every 6 months or so. I think this is actually only like my second one that I have had of this size. Whenever I go regular camping, like car camping, I have a full-size sponge. But like, I don't know how else to clean this like very well, you know, like to scrub it. This works beautifully, and then, you know, you just squeegee it out really well, and boom, it's pretty small. The little canisters go inside the cook pot, your little fuel canisters. And then this is the last part that I have not seen anywhere. Ta-da! So if you can see this, it's a little dirty because I haven't washed it in a little bit. This is my Stovekoozie, and it has 2 jobs. Its first job is whenever you're done cooking your pot and you finish cleaning it out, this goes on the bottom of here, as you saw. I just slap it right on the bottom of there, and cook stove right on top. Why do I do that? Well, I'm putting metal on metal, and it's kind of hard to see, but in there you see a little bit of like a, you know, rusty ring down there on the bottom. Actually, this one's just kind of like a stain. But my last cook pot had a complete rust circle in the bottom, and it was from water basically rusting these 2 things together when they were in there. So I was like, alright, well, there's gotta be a way to not have that. So I just took a washcloth. You know, I buy the jumbo packs at Walmart for like $3 or whatever they are for a pack of 10. And I cut a circle out, and I used it to keep the water off of there. And this does another thing. So let me just put everything back in here without this, ding, 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 to just right in there. And then when you put everything else back in, nothing. No sound. It's quiet again. It's quiet. This little spongy pad, you can wring it out almost completely dry. And then this pad thing in here kind of helps absorb any extra moisture that's in here to begin with. Whoop. And there's one other thing I wanted to show you real quick. But I gotta dig into my thing. Old enough. My spoon is missing. Well, that is unfortunate. I seem to have misplaced my spoon, which is not very good. I could have swore after washing it that I put it back in my bin, but it's not there and it's not in my dish rack. So the spoon I do use is a really great silicone spoon. It's a, you know, heavy duty, like a plasticky silicone blend, and it kind of works like a spatula. It basically is a spatula. So it has the one side that is a spoon, and it's got a complete silicone edging on it that actually bends like a silicone, like scraper spoon, you know, to get like in the bottoms of your peanut butter jars and all that. That's what it's made out of on the edges. And then the other side of it is a fork with a little bit of serration on it if you wanted to use it as a knife. I've never had to use anything as a knife. I eat mostly ramen noodles when I'm on trail, and that's probably not gonna change. Yeah, so that is my entire cook system. From start to finish, I've got my little Row Creek or Rock Creek, however it's pronounced, little 750 milliliter pot. I have never needed a bigger one, at least when I'm by myself. This cooks an entire packet of ramen noodles, plus my potatoes that I like to pour in there, all of my seasonings, this, that, and the other. This little guy, got him, I'm pretty sure this is my second one. The first one I got from either REI or a Bass Pro Sports store, something like that. It is definitely small, dinky, little rickety. It's not as stable as I see some of the other systems. It doesn't grab your pot or anything fancy like that. And it twists right on. And then, you know, you got your little flame adjuster knob. It has worked really well for me. I just need it to boil whatever I'm doing, and then that's it. So I didn't really need or want anything fancy, and this thing's really light. This little bad boy goes in here. My cool little washcloth circle cutout goes on the bottom of my jet fuel container. Whoop, right on top, just like that. Schwip. Fits right there. My little sponge tucks nice and neat into the top there. Lid. Then I take my sock. I stretch it out nice and big like that. And I just grab this. Whoop. Right over top of it. It keeps everything nice. Ooh, my little dust cloud came off there. I think I need to wash this. Keeps everything nice, tight, compact, and together in there. Little hand-holdy on there on the bottom of it. And yeah, that's it. So that's my cook stove system. So just the things I've seen in mine that I don't see in anybody else's. My sock container, the little baby sponge that I have, and that washcloth piece that I have cut out on the bottom to prevent rusting and make this a little bit more quieter. All right, well that's everything. So thank you for watching me in my little cook stove video. Not gonna lie, I think that my method is a bit better than some of the other ones I've seen. I think this is the perfect size cook stove. I really like its like DIY type of aspect to it. DIY as much as DIY is when you're just using a sock, but still. There's not a whole lot that you can add, you know, to the YouTube world when it comes to hiking and camping. There's a lot of videos with a lot of information out there, but this is something that I haven't seen, and so I just wanted to share that. Hope to see you on trail. Do not forget to reapply your sunscreen.